Okay, I want you to try something. Picture a person's face, or a beach you once visited. Most of us can do that, right? But what if you couldn't? What if, when you tried to picture something, you just saw nothing? Now imagine that same mind, once it falls asleep, suddenly explodes with the most vivid images you can imagine. Today we're diving deep into a real mystery of consciousness, in Visions in the Dark, the mystery of the aphantastic dream. So let's just kick things off with a question that sounds like it's been pulled straight from a science fiction movie. Can two people sleeping right next to each other actually share the same dream? I know, it sounds impossible, right? But believe it or not, this is something researchers are genuinely investigating, calling it a perplexing phenomenon. And the key to this whole puzzle? Well, it's hidden inside a really fascinating condition of the human mind. All right, first up, a dream for two. This is where the story starts to get wild. We're talking about partners who report having dreams that are so incredibly similar, it's almost as if one of them is acting as a nighttime visualizer for the other. Okay, next section, the mind's blind eye. Before we can even begin to understand how a dream could possibly be shared, we first have to get our heads around the condition that makes these stories so extraordinary. And that condition is called aphantasia. So what in the world is aphantasia? Put simply, it's the inability to voluntarily create mental images in your head. You know, if I ask you to picture your childhood home, most of you can probably see the front door, the windows. A person with aphantasia just can't summon that image on command. Here's a really easy way to think about it. If I say the word apple, a lot of us can see it in our mind's eye. It's red, it's shiny, maybe there's a leaf on the stem. For a person with aphantasia, though, they just access the concept of an apple. They know what it is, they know it's a fruit, they know it's crisp, but they don't see it. Their mind's eye is effectively blank. And when you ask them what they see when they try to visualize something, the answer is often really simple and pretty profound. They see absolutely nothing. It's not blurry, it's not vague, it's just a complete absence of any mental picture. Which leads you to a pretty logical conclusion, right? If you can't create images when you're awake, then surely your dreams must be the same deal, just a void of imagery, a purely conceptual experience. So are their dreams just blank? Well, that brings us to our next section, visions in the dark. Because what actually happens during aphantastic sleep is completely unexpected, and it reveals this fascinating split between the conscious and the unconscious mind. So are their dreams blank? The answer is a huge no. In fact, against all odds, the dreams of many people with aphantasia aren't just visual. They can be incredibly, shockingly vivid. It's a total paradox. And this is where it gets really interesting. It seems that this inability to visualize is a function of the conscious, waking mind. But when you're asleep, the brain's visual cortex can activate all on its own, without your permission. So the very same person who sees nothing when trying to picture an apple can dream of entire worlds in stunning detail. This disconnect is absolutely crucial to our mystery. Which brings us to our next part, dreaming in parallel. Now that we know someone with aphantasia can have these vivid dreams, we can circle back to the central puzzle, the shared simulacra. A dream simulacrum, it's a fancy term for an instance where two people report having dreams with nearly identical events, settings, and feelings, all happening on the same night. It's way more than a coincidence. It's like a parallel story playing out in two separate minds. So here's how it reportedly happens. One night, the partner with aphantasia has one of these rare, super vivid visual dreams. At the same time, their spouse has a dream that is just uncannily similar in what happens. But the real shocking moment, that comes when they wake up, start telling each other about their dreams, and discover this unbelievable overlap. They basically dreamt in parallel. And all of this leaves us here, in a section we'll call an uncharted connection. See, this isn't a solved case with a neat little bow on top. Instead, what we have are these reports that open a door to the very frontiers of the mind, to the true nature of consciousness and what connects us. So, what does it all mean? The honest answer is, we don't know for sure, but it completely challenges our basic assumptions. Are these shared dreams just a weird byproduct of sharing daily life? A kind of deep, unconscious empathy? Or is it something else entirely? Right now, the questions are way, way bigger than the answers. And that leaves us with one final lingering thought. For as long as we've known, we've thought of dreams as the most private, isolated experiences a human can have. But if this investigation shows that they can, even in these rare cases, be shared, it really makes you wonder, what else can